Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I'm a graduate scientist from the University of Cambridge and now an educational consultant. And in this video, I'm going to share some of the immediate actions you can take straight away in order to improve your test scores and grades. So please stay tuned, press the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get into it. So let me give you a scenario. You're in a class or a lecture and you're listening to your teacher, you are diligently taking your notes, and suddenly you receive a text message from your friend. And being a good friend, you respond to it immediately, and then you put your phone down and then you try to get back the flow of the lesson. Then 5 minutes later, you get a Facebook notification telling you that your friend now got a new phone, and now you're kind of thinking about getting a new phone yourself. Okay, well, back to the lesson. And then you suddenly check your laptop and here it is. You have to do a new assignment for one of your teachers and you reply to your email pretty instantly. And voila, you check your time and it's the end of the lesson. So where did the time go? You might think this was a very productive hour of your time. You caught up on your Facebook notifications, you responded to your texts and emails, and you attended the lesson and took some of the notes. One might say you multitasked as a pro. But what if I were to tell you that you actually did switch tasking? The phenomenon that was described in a book, The Myth of Multitasking by Dave Crenshaw, and it's a great book and I will put in the link below in my book, so check it out. So you simply switched between many tasks rather than focusing on one task. So what is the problem and how does it relate to your academic studies? Number one, there is a time cost associated with switch tasking. We've always been told not to check our phones or laptops during our studies, but we all do it, and I do it myself during my academic work. However, here is the catch. Every time you switch between the tasks using your phone or laptop, you lose on average 5 minutes per switch. Because think about it, by the time you check the notification, you respond to it, and then get back into the flow of your original task, that takes quite a while. So if you were to check texts or any other notifications 5 times within an hour, that would be 25 minutes in total, and it's almost half of your study time is gone. Looking at how this is relevant in the academic world, there has been a recent questionnaire that stated that 69% of students text message during their classes, 29% of students use the Facebook, and 21% use other media during their classes, lectures, or lessons. So in total, there is so much time wasted across the lessons that number two, grades decrease by at least 10% when we multitask or switch task during our studies. There are numerous studies that assess the effect of multitasking during the classes, and they're all summarized in my blog, which you can check out in my description blog. But all of them have a common conclusion, that if a student multitasks or switch tasks during their lessons, their grade and test scores decrease by 10 to 30%. And if you stop and think about it, 10% equates to a whole grade. Number three, switch tasking or multitasking results in the decrease of the working memory and attention span. And this is not surprising because we basically tell our brains that whenever we want to check a phone, it's okay to do that. So there is no restraint whatsoever. And again, there have been numerous scientific studies to show this is truly the case. So it's basically a very bad habit. Shockingly, one of the studies has shown that students could not focus for more than 60 minutes during their lessons due to the technological disruption. So what are the immediate actions we can apply straight away? Tip number one, know the scientific evidence. So you've now watched this YouTube video and you also can read my blog, but you now know the data. And the choice is yours. You can either choose and say, okay, I'm not going to use the phone during my studies, or I'm not going to check other different websites on my laptop, again, during my studies. But again, the choice is yours. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just merely here to recommend. Now you know that technology multitasking can cost you a whole grade, you're less likely to use phones and laptops during your studies. This brings us to my tip number 2, adopt resist the switch as a new habit. So treat checking your phone or laptop as a bad habit during your studies. To be honest with you, it's so much better to keep your phone away from you or switch all of the notifications and just keep it in a different separate room if that's possible. But if you do have your phone next to you, then resist the switch. Do not check it every time you think to do that. And over the time, you can just say, well, I'm going to implement that as a good habit, and your reward is that you know that you basically save on average 5 minutes that can go towards your studies and which will result in the better grades. My tip number 3, schedule technology and media breaks into your studies. We live in the world where we love technology and we love using it, but why not to study for 50 minutes and actually schedule media/technology breaks into your time studies and maybe spend 50 minutes studying and then 10 minutes using your phone. And then you can treat using technology as a reward towards your studies. And finally, tip number 4, spread the word. Another scientific study has shown that if you see your class peers looking at the computers or using the phones in the direct view, so you can see them directly, that could actually also decrease your score between like 10 to 20%. So if you share the word and say, okay, well, this is the scientific evidence, this can cost you your grade, then you're helping yourself and you're helping your friends to increase their grades as well. I hope you loved this video. Please give it a thumbs up, share the word, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.